Hello, welcome to Benjamin Tree. Today we're going to learn how to make a gauge chart. What a gauge chart is kind of like a speedometer, where we're going to take a pie chart, cut it in half, and then show a completion from 0 to 100%. As we develop this, you'll get an idea of what we're going to do. So, let's start off. We have here in our green table here, we're going to pretend that we have a target goal. Let's say you're doing a fundraiser, and let's say you want to raise $12,000. Okay, so that's our target goal. But right now, your group has raised $4,600. So we need to find the percentage of that. So we're going to go here into B4 to find the percentage. We're going to say equals B2 divided by B3. That gives us a percentage of 38.33%. So that's the total that we want to display. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make a pie chart, and we're going to have three sections to this pie chart. Let's start with this section called blank. Okay, we want 50% of this pie chart just to be blank because we don't want to make a full circle. We just want to make a half circle that can go from 0 to 100%. Okay, so we're going to put 50% in this blank, and that's just automatically going to fill up the pie chart with half of it. So now we want to say, what is our total? Now, so because half of this is 50% already, we're going to cut our percentages in half. So first thing we could do is we could take this percentage, B4 divided by 2, and that would give us 19.17%. But let's just say that you reached your goal, okay? And whoops, we need one more zero here. Let's say you reached and surpassed your goal. You can see that we have a problem here. 54.17% and 50% is above 100%. So that's going to throw off our pie chart for showing a gauge of 0 to 100%. So we're going to re-edit that. So let's redo this here in B7. We're going to set the function to equals minimum. Okay, so we're going to give it two values, and it has to decide which is smaller and return that value. So our first value is going to be the percentage that we have for our goal, and our second value is going to be 100%. It's going to return the smallest value. But we're also going to divide that smallest value by 2 because we don't want it to equal more than 100%. Okay, so we're still getting that 19.7, but now if we met our goal, it's only going to give us 50% total. So that way it shows that we've met 100% of our goal already. Okay, so we'll go back to that. Now we're going to have the remainder. We're going to take 50%, which is our blank space, minus our total in our current goal, and we're going to set that. So now you can see that the percentage is kind of a little wacky when it first made it, but we're just going to readjust it. So that way we just get 30.83%. Okay, so we're going to make a pie chart here. So let's highlight our three numbers. We're going to go up here to Insert, and then we're going to do Charts, and we're just going to start off with a 2D chart. Okay, you can play around, and maybe you want to do a 3D, but we're just going to do a 2D. All right, so now we have the three parts here. Okay, so the blue part right now represents how much we completed. It's 19.17%. The orange part is how much we have left to reach our goal. That's 30.83, and this gray part is just half. Okay, so when we make our gauge, we want it to be horizontal. We want this chart to be horizontal. So let's click on the pie chart. I'm going to right click in Format Data Series. Okay, so right here we have a section called Angle of the First Slice right here. And I'm going to take this number over here. I'm going to change it to 270. What that does is it spins the pie chart 270 degrees. So that way this point here is flat, and that our completed section right here, this 19.17, is laying here to start off as our 0%, and it goes over through this way. Okay, so we got that. Now it's laying on its side. What we're going to do next is we're going to take this gray part, we're going to right click on it, and we're going to change the color, I'm going to change the color to, whoops, we don't want that part. We just want the gray part. So you have to double click on the gray part. We go to fill, and we go to no fill. So now that gray part is gone. So it looks like we only have half a pie chart. It's still there, but you won't be able to see it. Okay, and we have this little legend here. We don't need it, so let's just delete it. Okay, and that readjusts everything. Okay, so now we have this pie chart. And this shows our percentage complete. It looks like 19.17% when you have a full circle, but when you only have half a circle, it looks like 38.33%. Okay, so let's do a little bit more editing to make it a little bit nicer. We're going to make the chart title something like current status of fundraiser. Okay, you can change to whatever you want. Okay, but that's just an example that we have here. So it looks okay so far, but we need a little bit more information. So we need to add some information here. So we're going to hit insert, and then we're going to go to text box. And I'm going to make a text box here. And I'm going to type in 0%. Okay, and I'm going to rearrange the text box a little bit. And I'm going to center the text here. And I'm going to plop it right down here underneath this corner to show that this is the starting point 0%. Okay, now we hit copy, click on this, and we hit paste. I get another 0% here. I'm going to plop it down over here. Now it's a little bit hard because there's nothing to really gauge to make sure that's perfect. If you're a perfectionist, this part might drive you a little bit nuts. If not, just get as close as you can. And be careful as you're trying to edit and you're clicking around, you might click the wrong spot. So here I'm going to put 100% today. This is our goal of 100%. Okay, now we're going to do one more. I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to, whoops, again, you have to be careful where you click when you're editing this. I'm going to drop it right here in the middle. Okay, now instead of editing the text here, I'm going to go up here to this function bar right here, the formula bar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit equals, and then I'm going to click on the cell, which is B4, that has our percentage. Okay, so I click here, and this automatically changes to 38.33%. Okay, again, you have to go to the formula bar when you have these text boxes and you want to pull information from your spreadsheet. You have to go to the formula bar to get that information inputted. Okay, so if let's say someone donates another $200 and we go up to 4,800, we hit it, and as you can see, everything changes automatically. So by doing that, you can get this changing automatically without having to go back and redo everything and retype the numbers. So if you set it up correctly the first time, you don't have to go back and fix it each time your data changes. Okay, so this looks good, but maybe we just want to have this graph and we don't want to have this chart over here to the side, especially this pie chart data. People want to look at that and might get a little confused. So I'm going to take this 0% again. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it in here. And I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to align it to the left. And then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to set equals. And then I'm going to hit A2 current. Now, if you're going to edit this chart, this will automatically edit in here, or if you wanted to just type in whatever the two variables that you have in this chart, you can type it in here. But this just allows you to change things automatically if you change things in your spreadsheet. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste this again, bring it down underneath that. Okay, and then I'm going back to the formula bar here. I'm going to hit equals. I'm going to click on A3. Total goal stretches out so it fits up here, and that looks pretty nice. So let's make another one here. So we take this here, we paste it another text box here, we drag it down here or wherever you want it. This is just how I do it. Maybe you want it a little bit more centered, but this is just kind of a rough draft. Okay, so I have this text box selected. I'm going to hit equals. Now I'm going to hit B2 to kind of put in this data from our table into this chart. Okay, stretch it out so it fits well. Okay, make one more. Oops. You have to be careful when you're copying and pasting. It's getting a little finicky, so Just make sure that you're clicking on the correct spots. So I paste another text box and I drop it down here. Okay. And then I'm going to the formula bar, hit equals. Now I'm going to click on B3, stretch this text box out. I know that shows our goal. So let's say you start off with $12,000, but all of a sudden, hey, this fundraiser is going really well. We're making more money than expected. We can change it to $15,000, and everything automatically updates in your chart. So that way you don't have to sit here and retype everything. All of a sudden someone gives you another $350. Now you're at $49.50. You hit enter and everything readjusts automatically for that. So as you can see, that's how we built this gauge chart to make it look spiffy. And again, you can go through and change your colors. These are just the default colors for Microsoft 2016 or 365, whatever it's called. So this is how you can do it. So if you guys want to go for practice here, I set up this kind of chart again. And for this one, there's 195 countries in the world at the time of this posting. Who knows what it'll be in a few years. So what I want you guys to do is create a gauge chart showing someone who's traveled to 17 of these countries. So put in the correct information through these two tables based off of this information here and how we set everything up in today's example. When you finish, you can go to the practice answer key to check to see if your chart looks the same, and you can kind of look to see if there's anything wrong and how to fix it. Well, thank you for using Benjamin Tree today. Hope you learned a lot. If you have any questions, you can put a comment on our Facebook page or YouTube channel or on the blog. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.